Hi everybody, Maria here. I hope you're all doing great. I am here to share with you a small tutorial that I just kind of adjusted using a Crafter's Companion scoreboard. So I made this box that holds, it's an Novella box that holds Slimline cards, but it holds the chunkier kind because I like to make cards that are kind of thick. So as you can see, that's got like a 1/2 inch to it-ish. There's my card. I love how my card came out. Anyways, so that fits that kind of card. So this is the envelope we're gonna make, and you will need a certain scoreboard to make it. Just showing you. Now this is a 65-pound Recollections Michael's cardstock. This is obviously not something that would go through the mail with something so thick, but it's good for putting in packages or handing to people or things like that. So let me show you what we're gonna do. First thing you're gonna need is this scoreboard. This is the Novella box scoreboard. Now this comes with directions, and like you can, I think, make like 1,000 Novella boxes or something, but it doesn't have one for a Slimline right now. So I wanted to come up with one that I could do. So what I did is just fiddle around with some of my, you know, less loved cardstock to figure out what I could do to make one. So I started off by getting a piece of cardstock, and I cut this one down. It ends up being 10 3/4 by 10 3/4. Okay, so this is what you're going to end up doing with it, and I will do it on this piece of paper in a second. But you're going to use positions 2 and 4 and C and C on these two sides, and then you're going to use positions 2 and 4 and M on these two sides. Okay, and then that's what your scoring is going to look like. So let's do that really quick. Again, 10 3/4 square. So I like to go over my letters with a Sharpie just so I can see them better because I'm half blind. So just pick a side and start. I'm going to start in position 2. That's 3. That's 2. And this will give you about a 1/2 inch gusset. Now on this board, let me see if I can get it so you can see it a little bit better here. You're going to want to be in the slots that match. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 positions. And I just like to pick either the top or bottom and make sure I'm in that slot so that it's lined up. Okay. All right. So we're going to go on this side. It doesn't matter if you start with your C's or your M's. Just pick a side and do both. So we're going to go C, and then we're going to bump this up to the 4th position. Line it up again, make sure you're in the 4th spot, and C. And then we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. So we'll start in position 2. Okay. And we're just going to do C and bump it up to 4 and make sure we're lined up down here, and we're going to go C again. Okay, and then we're going to switch this over to the next corner. We're going to go to position 2, and we are going to line that up, and we're going to do slot M, and then we're going to bump it up to position 4 and do slot M. Okay, and then we're going to just flip it completely around, and we're going to do that again, lining it up. So we're going to do M in position 2, and we're going to do M in position 4. Okay, so this is what we're left with right now. Okay, so next I have cut forward a little bit. So this is what we have now. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to see, here's one I haven't done yet. So you're going to cut the corner, you're going to cut all the way down one side, and then this portion of the other side, and you're going to remove that. So I've done that for the other 3. Okay, so you can see. So let's do the 4th one. It doesn't really matter which way you do it, just pick what you like and do it. Okay, so I'm going to cut all the way down on that one, and then I'm going to come this way and flip my paper around, and I'm going to cut only the little piece right here that's kind of sticking out. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that so it makes a tab. Now, if you don't like it having like this little, you're not going to end up seeing that, but some people don't like that, but you can cut that off if you want. Then you're going to want to go ahead and score all your lines. So we're just going to do that. Okay. I know this isn't the exciting stuff, sorry. But it's all got to get done. Okay. Now, I think part of the reason that this one is not in the list is because maybe one, that when they were making the board Slimline cards were not popular, but also because it's not a perfect fit. So as you can see, this goes over on this side, and of course it goes over on the inside. So you're going to have to decide how much you want it to go over and not go over. Like you can see on this one, I cut a bit on the outside and a bit on the inside. You just have to decide how much you want it to match up. So do you like to have a big piece on the inside? Do you like to have small? What do you like to have? So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, for this one, I'm going to keep it kind of tall, and I'm just going to take my scissors and cut across. Okay, yeah, that's uneven. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of round these edges. And you can always use your trimmer, whatever you have, to make it perfect, but for the purposes of this tutorial, this will work. Okay, so then we have that part. That's going to be inside. Okay, and then for the top, we're going to decide the same. How far down do we want it to go? On the outside, on this one, I think I'm going to take off less. And then I'm just going to round my edges a little bit. I just like how it looks better. You decide how you like yours to look. Okay. Then, now these, you're going to have 2 tabs at the top, and you're going to have 2 tabs at the bottom. I don't like to keep the tabs at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and cut mine off. But it's your choice, certainly. And then I'm going to keep mine at the bottom because they're going to tuck in, and I like how that looks for the bottom. I can also add structure with the gluing. So now all I am going to do, now the gluing's kind of important that you get it lined up straight. Otherwise it can buckle too much and look funky. So what we're going to do is go ahead and glue. And I am going to use tacky glue. It is decanted into this little bottle. It's Kalal all-purpose tacky glue. And so I am going to add a little glue to my tab right here, and then this along here, and then I am going to try to line this in here. I think keeping the tab also kind of helps you line it up at the bottom here. And it just takes a second for this to grab. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and line that up. Once it catches, you can go from the inside and use your bone folder or a ruler or whatever you have. Obviously, you could also make just a box for a card like this. So, all right, so then we're going to do this side. We're just going to put a little glue here. And we're going to let it catch. Okay, and then I'm going to tuck this under here. And then we're going to put some glue here. And I did get some glue where I didn't want it, but that's okay. This is just my sample. Okay. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and make sure. So you can see right there, I didn't glue that straight. So I'm going to pull this off a little bit and go ahead and try to line that up a little bit better. All right, you can also use, you know, whatever kind of tape you want. So I'm going to pull that back a little bit, and I'm going to go into my bone folder and go ahead and do that. All right, put the cap back on my glue. So then we have our envelope. Now you can seal it however you want. You can use tape, you can use a Velcro dot, you can use anything you want. And then you just grab your card. I like to put, if I have a lot of stuff on the front, I put that in so that it just slides in neatly against the edge. And there you go. There is your 3D envelope for a Slimline card. This particular Slimline card is, let me get your measurement so you know, 8 and about 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's how that fit in that envelope. I hope this can be of some use to you guys if any of you guys have this punch board and maybe you want to try to make a envelope that will fit one of these cards. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.